Then, in a bid to make green approvals faster and easier, the centre is looking to incorporate these within the framework of the newly released model building bylaws. What this means is that developers will not need to approach a separate agency for a green nod. The ministry is currently seeking public opinion on this particular proposal. Magic Bricks Now's Deepa Rana caught up with Rajiv Talwar, CEO of DLF and chairman of Naredco, to find out how this move will impact the real estate sector. Take a look.
I've been joined by Mr. Rajiv Talwar, so thank you for talking to us. So as you know that the Environment Ministry is now going to come up with the environmental norms, and it has been delayed for some time now, but how will this impact and help the real estate sector grow, sir?
I think the dream of the Prime Minister is that housing for all by 2022, which means that crores of houses have to be made, and therefore there must be some ease of business in implementing any scheme for housing.
Earlier, it was the builders who were complaining that it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of time consuming to go to every department and get an environment clearance done, because of which lots of projects were stalled.
Yes.
And now that these notification is going to come up and everything, do you think that this will help in actually fast tracking the projects also?
Yes, I think there is that one of the problems of the real estate sector is that maybe 40 to 50 clearances are required under different acts and different statutes, and therefore a beginning has to be made towards a single window clearance. I think this step by the Union Environment Ministry is a very major reform which is being made, not only for allowing construction to take place much faster, but more than that, I think which the country gets rated on, the ease of doing business here. If every place and every authority is going to take its own sweet time, then I'm afraid buildings or any project for that matter will never get completed. And I'm sure we all, as responsible citizens, share the responsibility of seeing that there is the most minimum impact on the environment. All environmental measures prescribed by the government are undertaken, and obviously the citizen who is going to live in those houses is provided a much better quality of life through improved environment management.
And to give more perspective on the matter, we're also being joined by Stalin Dayanand, Project Director at NGO Vanashakti. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. My first question to you is, tell us, how do you think this move will impact the environment?
This is a very dangerous move which the government has initiated. There is no dearth of construction all around in the city of Mumbai. Let us take all urban cities. They are all over-constructed. For example, there are 2 lakh houses unsold and ready in Mumbai. And in such a scenario where there is a glut of constructed houses, this excuse that this environment clearance is being waived for affordable housing should not be perpetuated. It is a lie, and this will only damage the environment beyond repair, because what you are playing with is something which you cannot restore. The government needs to explain why it is not implementing the checks and balances which are there in the statute. Instead of prosecuting violators, in fact, if you see, there is a record of hundreds of violations by the developers which have not been literally, they have not been penalized for it. And in such a situation, you are just opening the doors for violations to happen left, right and center. This is nothing short of madness.
Dayanand, environmental norms have also been decreased from 100 to 14. Do you think more stringent laws are the order of the day at this point in time?
There is no need for stringent laws. You only have to implement the existing laws. The laws are stringent enough. In matters of environment, the precautionary principle applies. You cannot destroy and then say, okay, now you've destroyed, so let us condone it or let it move on. It doesn't happen that way. You have to be doubly careful when you're going to destroy something which is environmentally sensitive.
All right, Mr. Dayanand, the government has fast-tracked the building permissions, but it is at the cost of the environment. So that's the final conclusion, you'd say, right?
Definitely. See, there is nobody is against construction or development. The environmental cost has to be paid up earlier, and the environmental safeguards have to be put in place before the work starts. What do you mean by saying that you can start the work without a clearance? Isn't it saying that you can rob and then get away with it? This is nothing short of a brazen attempt by the government to please the developers who have probably funded election campaigns.
Brazen attempt by the government to please developers is the word coming in from environmentalist Mr. Stalin Dayanand. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.